Hi guys, wow, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you here on the table. I am going to get into it. There's a lot to cover, some amazing stuff. I was in a great place when I was doing this read, but I just need to warn you when I was getting into the middle of the read, I did tear up a little bit, so just want to warn you if you're not in the mood to watch that. There's some amazing information that came through here, but also there may be some tough stuff the masculines are going through right now, so that might come up as well. But I also did 12 signs this morning, and I'm not going to go through all of it, but I am going to tell you the 12 signs, what cards you were, because I feel it's relevant today. And also I had to bring up that I've never been into politics or religion, so anything I say, I don't watch TV, I don't know what's going on. So if I say something that everyone knows is common knowledge, it's not common knowledge for me because I don't watch TV. So I don't know. So I'm just going to tell you what I got. Just a summary for the 12 signs. So this goes for all you guys. And that was at 10:17 this morning. The underlying energy was devil and joy. The tiny ship was tossed. So the minnow and the fearless crew. Moving and ending family. Steering committee came up. Sharp pain, heart pain. Which actually 3 of Swords came up for Virgo, because I'm Virgo yesterday. And it came up as one of the headers again today. And it's very much about the read, and I've been feeling heart and high heart pain all day long. So there's a lot of stress in the chest and upper back pain as well. So it's definitely going through a lot for the masculine today. The steering committee, sharp pain, heart pain, propelling onward, come what may. And then I was getting symbols from the cards, like making designs for me. So I was definitely getting a boat. So someone may be in a boat. So maybe someone may be moving to a boathouse, all right, or a boat that they can use as a home. A floating home, unstable at the moment. So someone's home may also be floating and unstable, just financially. And then rain and storm got in, so someone might have problems with leaks that cause damage. The devil not welcomed, and every single one of us has the devil inside that came up into, the devil not welcomed into the group by steering committee. So house fell in, all right? So this may have to do with the White House too, because this came up again when I summarized the 4 signs. So fire was released from prison, spreading the word for the King of Wands, Speaker of the House, freed on their own recognizance. So I don't know what that means, but in case you know, because definitely a character that could be Trump came up in the read as well. So again, that was 4 fire energies, released from prison, spreading the word for the King of Wands, that could be Trump, Speaker of the House, freed on their own recognizance. Earth signs not walking away, working through the pain, yet moving forward in moderation and humbly. Air signs had the Ace of Cups. Oh, by the way, the fire signs was 8 of Swords reversed. Earth was 8 of Cups reversed. Air had Ace of Cups upright, new love, self-love, and standing up for themselves. King of Pentacles offers a little love to Water, Leo, Taurus. Then the water signs got the Strength card upright, strong, grounding, and integrating, and standing in their full power and abundance. They got the Empress card there, and the Strength card came up as well. Free to work through the energies and know that it's not you, the stress that you're feeling today, because I'm definitely still feeling heart pain right now. Calmly go on to love yourself first and others a little at a time in small doses. Know your power, okay? So just to tell you the card you got, Aries got 4 of Cups upright, Taurus got the Hierophant reversed, Gemini got the Queen of Wands upright, Cancer got the Hangman reversed, Leo got Knight of Pentacles upright, and Virgo got 6 of Swords reversed, Libra got the Fool reversed, Scorpio, and there's definitely new love and self-love there for Libra though, because there was the Ace of Cups at the top of the air column. It could be, there's definitely a Fool for love too, so falling in love was coming up for Libra as well. Scorpio is Justice upright, so there's definitely Libra involved with Scorpio as well, and Virgo. Sagittarius, 4 of Swords upright. Capricorn, 8 of Pentacles upright. And then Pisces was Tower reversed, and sorry, I missed Aquarius. Aquarius is 2 of Pentacles upright. Okay, so let's see here. Signs, and I was getting the devil shadow is affecting us all, but in a good way, that it's about don't deny your own shadow. We all have it. Don't deny it. Don't try to push the dark away. When you push it away, you just keep it in the dark. It's about bringing everything into the light. So recognize your shadow side. It's all okay. It affects us all. And the threes were coming up as well. That'll come up when I start to get into the read. The King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles was upright, King of Pentacles was upright, and the Empress were all upright in that 12-sign read. Taurus and Libra and water signs had majors, and Scorpio, but only Scorpio was the only major that was upright in that read. So there's a lot of difficult energies today. But all the water signs, even though everything wasn't peachy, all the water signs were strong like bull, okay? When I did this read in front of you for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, this goes for both masculine and feminine, since we're both masculine and feminine, especially if you're feminine with a lot of masculine in you. That's the read for today. As soon as I dealt the Sirian Starseed deck, I was getting, that was tidy, okay? Then I got right after that, take it easy, okay? So that was coming up, take it easy. The masculine read was done at 12:17, and forgive me, I'm still sweating from my run. It was very, very hot outside. I could barely breathe. Plus, I had just teared up in my read, so it was difficult, and then I teared up again on my run. So there's a lot of stress out there. So take a deep breath, you guys. And the reason for that, in the masculine read that I did, it's all about the fives today. The code line just was number 5, but also 55 came up as well from the cards. So 5 and 55 were big in this read, which is major, major expansion and truth, and the Hierophant coming up here. Let's see if there's any other little messages here before the read. Also, I wanted to clarify that comes up at the end of this read in the clarifiers, not the main cards, but the clarifiers at the end, that the Queen of Wands, she was upright, and the Nine of Pentacles was also upright. We're coming up as Gemini and Leo in the 12 cards today, in case you were wondering. Gemini was Queen of Wands, and Leo was Nine of Pentacles, so it could represent them. And in the read here, they were both hiding. The cards like kind of slide under each other sometimes, you know, and you try to make them perfect and tidy. Well, the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles were both trying to hide their faces in the cards, and I'll show you that when I get up, because I left them the positions they fell into. 3 and 3 was very important today at multiple times. The numerology cards came out in sets of 2 3s, 3 and 3, and they've been doing that before when I show you those 3 yellow cards. And also the major arcana came up in 3 and 3. So there's 3 major arcana in the read, and then 3 major arcana before the read. So that underlying energy there with the moon is power packed right there. The major arcana, again, it was 12:17, and you notice that 12 card read was done at 10:17. So 17's big today. These major arcana cards here, that is the solar deity or the sun. This one is the guidance, which is like the Hierophant. This is the abundance, like the Empress, and then the moon on top, all right? So the major arcana they were the Luna card, which you see in front of you, Karma, which is also right in front of you, and then Indigo, which is the masculine's position, how he sees himself today. And before the read are the 3 cards I just told you about. Solar deity, guidance, and abundance, or the sun, Hierophant, and Empress. There were 4 swords, so very swordy today. So masculines are very much in their heads, thinking too much. 1 wand, 2 pentacles, and 1 cup today. The court cards, so the major people in the read, were the court cards, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and then after the read was the Knight of Swords as well. So the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and then the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so 2 knights and a king and a queen. I'm losing my voice, so there's something between them that's not being said. And I wrote down 23, and it's 1 2 3, but it looks like D23, so D23 might be important for someone. So the numbers came up. 23, which is the King of Wands, the sequence 1 2 3, as well as 9 10. Number 10, 55 and 5, like I told you. 35, which is and I'm losing my voice again, is the Wounded Warrior. 35 is also, can be Mary Magdalene energy. And then 59, I'm losing my voice again, is the 5 of Swords. 59. 59, I'm 59, 59 is a 5. I'm losing my voice every time I hit these 5s, okay? So 59 is the 5 of swords, right? It's you at war with yourself. Remember that. If there's a war outside of us, it's because it started within us. 4121 also came up. 41 is the Ace of Cups, which came up for the air signs at the top today, and then 21 is the World, which I'm not sure here. It might be reversed actually in this read. So I'm going to get right into this. Please bear with me. There's a lot of stuff here, and this first part that came up is just crazy cool. I don't know if you're going to believe it, but this was definitely channeled through me. I could never even make this up. The code line was all about love, partnership, patience, and synchronicities. And all it said was 5 adaptive crystals, VE. So for a lot of times they bring up VE because my nickname's Ev. So they'll reference the Divine Feminine that way. But 5 adaptive crystals, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which came up in the read, and the 5, which came up several times already, which is change and expansion, but it's also the Hierophant, and the connection, but it could also reference God. And still a lot of heavy energies coming through now. So there may be some more stuff I looked through on top, but as soon as I wrote down Hierophant, Knight of Pentacles, proposes something to the Divine Feminine, okay? And it's love, partnership, patience, and synchronicities. Take a deep breath. And when I saw the Hierophant right away, I was getting the elephant because of the font, but it's also that very Republican or traditional energy coming through. And that there was an elephant that was significant in my journey as well. So Hierophant and elephant came through, so I was like, okay, there's something with the fonts here. So there may be something about font as well. I don't know if you guys are dealing with font today in your paperwork, but that could be. So first I was getting for you guys, the main message was the Knight of Pentacles proposes to the Divine Feminine. So what he proposes today may be different things, but it could be different realms. It could be in the 5D, or it could be something in 3D as well. I'm definitely getting a lot of 3D here. But the Hierophant and the Elephant was where this rant for me started. So that's Hierophant, so the hero, and Elephant, hero and El, or air and Elohim, okay? So you have the hero and the Elohim, which came up yesterday, the day before, I forget which it was, which also brings up the air and the Elohim, and the twins being the air, the heirs of the Elohim. So that then brought up Hieros Gamos, the hero's game of the Elohim, which came up from the coding on that other read that I told you about. So I was getting your birthright for the twins, the heirs to the throne. But before I get into that part, I broke down font, since font was the common theme here, Hierophant and Elephant. And font broke down, P, I always say is pi, H is the 8, and then we have ant, which is very significant because I have my pet ants who always come by, which they're still there. I have 2 ants, I think, at the moment who are hanging out at my sink. But pi, 8, ant. So I want you to get a piece of paper and a pencil and write that down. So pi is spelled P-I. It also can be P-I-E for the pie that you eat. But the symbol for the pie is a couple different things, but one of them is the circle with the line down the middle, measuring the diameter of the circle. So if you put down that circle with the line through it, vertical, and then next to it's number 8 for P, and then H is 8, pi, 8, and then we have ant. So I drew the 3 circles that represent the ant that I always see. If you write those 3 things next to each other and you put them together, what do you think you get? You get the Olympic symbol with the pi on top, with a line through it, grounding all of us together. It's also so the Olympics is the 5 circles, but it's missing the circle on top, which is the cherry on top, the third eye. The Olympics is the dessert, the crowning moment, the glory, the cherry on top. And then I was getting bowling and monkeys. And that came up from yesterday. Bowling monkeys for dollars. So and advertisements and aids. The twin flames help. Someone had asked, because I brought up going to the Olympics, that I thought there was going to be an unusual amount of twin flames at the Olympics today. And she was saying, well, good luck with that. Who can afford to go to the Olympics? Well, Spirit has an answer for you right here, answering all of that stuff. The Olympics, the dessert, the crowning moment, the glory, bowling and monkeys. And you notice, what are the common themes between bowling and, was it monkeys? Well, I'll get into that in a minute. But the bowl came up because the monkeys yesterday, but also the bowl head cuts that, the Beatles and the Monkees had was also relating to the monkey, the actual animal, the monkey that came up yesterday. And of course, monk and keys come up because the monk is the key going within to your higher self. And aid was here coming up, and AIDS came up the other day as well, but it wasn't about the disease, it was about the aiding and the advertisements and raising money. Use your platform for those things you believe in. You can raise money that way. Super Bowl, the Super Bowl and monkeys, because getting bowling and monkeys, bowling, monkeys for dollars. Super Bowl, Ankh keys, like monkeys. So the Ankh was coming up. The man energy, the 8, and then the 8 ball was coming up. So now we have bowling and pool, right? Because the 8 ball from pool. And what do they both have? What's the common thing between bowling and pool? Well, they both put all their balls or pins into the shape of a diamond, don't they? The pyramid. And they both have 10 balls in there as opposed to the 6. The Super Bowl Ankh keys. And the Ankh was coming up then after we got the bowling and the pool tables. Passing the torch or flame. The gladiators, the chariots of fire. Pearl Harbor, safe harbor, the halfway points. Then I was getting a whole bunch of places. Colosseum, Indonesia, Argentina, Haimar, Kos, Hawaii, Turkey, Hawaii, Japan, Indonesia, Italy, Greece, Turkey, Bermuda, Keys, Puerto Rico, and Bali. They were bringing up all these different places that had 2 points with halfway points in between. The mediation, the 0 point, the balance. And specifically one that you can relate to for everyone is the halfway point between Japan and Hawaii, since that's where Pearl Harbor happened. And so in between Hawaii and Japan could be a safe zone, which is Indonesia, where Bali is. And there was another island that came up as well in my coding last week or the week before. But also different islands have come up for me, and I had brought up Kos before, which is my dad's nickname, and Haimar's come up many times, and then Hawaii always comes up, of course, because of Lemurians and all of that stuff. But they were coming up as halfway points, as safe zones, and just reiterating the halfway point, the mediator, but also the middleman. Your birthright, the heirs to the throne. God offers to his humble servants, Elohim, love partnerships, patience, and synchronicities. What are the Olympic Games without the gods present being entertained? The emperor, the king, was there always for his gladiators. What is the performance if no one is there to watch it? The crowning glory, crown of God's work. You, lighting up the rainbow as the divine feminines all line up from across the globe, funded by Michelob Light, which that was them making a funny, because Metatron and Michael came through with Michelob Light yesterday. But this was referencing Archangel Michael again. Crowning glory, crown of God's work, lighting up the rainbow as the twin flames line up from across the globe, which was the light again yesterday, funded by Mick Light, which is an example of how people do things to raise money. Archangel Michael and a Michael Jackson appearance. The lightweight champion versus Tyson Chicken. Thunder Road, Bruce Springsteen. Thunder Road came up as Metatron yesterday. The Beatles and the Monkees. We Are the World, Aid 2020. All right, so major stuff. The bowling triangles came up, the pool triangles up. There's something they wanted me to get to, which I'm still trying to figure out, between the monad and then the 10 in the triangle, which is the kingpin. Crazy 8s came up with the 8 ball, and then the king pin, not the vape pen, the king pin, came up as Spider-Man character number 50. Again, the 5s, and again the 7. It was 1967 when this king pin came out for the first time in Spider-Man. So definitely scaling the walls here. And 67 is the Knight of Pentacles, which is the character that came up in the coding today. 7 is the Chariot, all right, and Chariots of Fire. So all these things, all separate, come back to confirm each other. So this is how Spirit shows us things. Kingpin was the one. Kingpin is also a movie. The One-Handed Salesman, the Amish Boy, and Pretty Con Artist pull bowling scams to get 1 million tournament, to get into this $1 million tournament in Reno. All right. So after I got all this other stuff from Spirit, they guided me online to the definition of Kingpin, which then took me to this movie where they were raising money to go to a $1 million tournament in Reno. All right, so this was the answer to your question about the Olympics. And that was at 1:09 when I finished that. So listen to that again if you didn't get all that stuff the first time, because there's a lot of symbolism here. Don't forget to write down pi 8 ant. All right, it's the pi and then the number 8 and then the 3 circles of the ant. If you push them all together, it creates the Olympic symbol, with the pi on top, the cherry on top, the crowning glory that you are, the Elohim, okay? God's glory, that is you, the twin flames, your birthright, your heirs to the throne. God is offering to his humble servants, the Elohim, the love partnership, patience, and synchronicities, that what are your Olympic Games? The game of the gods, present being entertained. Okay, this is for your entertainment. This is God telling this to you. For his star seeds who have worked so hard for him. It's God giving you a gift, is what I'm getting. The Emperor King and the Gladiators. What is the performance if no one's there to watch it? All right, and the Olympics has always been known as the performance of the gods, the crowning glory, the crown of God's work. All of his humans doing their best and then competing for the prize, lighting up the rainbow as the twin flames line up. Can you imagine that? From across the globe, funded by Mick Light, Archangel Michael, and a Michael Jackson appearance, the lightweight champion versus Tyson Chicken, Thunder Road, Bruce Springsteen, Beatles and the Monkees, We Are the World, Aid 2020. Okay? All right, so I'm just telling you what I got. So as we go on to the read, I'm going to tell you the signs and the court cards first before I start here. Just still catching my breath, still sweating from my run. The Emperor and the Empress were both reversed today. The court cards were mixed. All of the kings were upright except for the King of Cups. He was reversed. Of the queens, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles were reversed. Of the knights, the Knight of Pentacles was reversed. All other 3 were upright. And then the pages, the Page of Wands was reversed and the Page of Swords reversed. The other 2 upright. Of the signs that were both upright and reversed, meaning there's 2 different people of that sign or one person reflecting both aspects, negative and positive, were Libra, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, and that was it. The ones that were just reversed were Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And the ones that were only upright, Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, Cancer. Okay? So starting off this read, we have the moon right in front of you. Luna, the moon, at 110. 1 is the Magician, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, destiny. Okay, good fortune. The sun and the moon with great guidance and abundance between them. And you notice there's guide dance and abundance. The guides and the transmutation, dances between them, between the sun and the moon. Find the middle ground, the mediator, the go-between, the advertiser. Choose wisely. Who would you have represent you? And that came up for me because I worked for University of Penn, and even though I left there, I was a top employee for 25 years, but because I received disability from my back injury that I had been rehabbing with for 3 years while still working there, because I was working probably 6 hours a day most of that time. When you go to court for disability and they try to push you out of it and pay you off, it's because they don't want to pay you forever. But they also make your life miserable if you don't take the payoff. So, but if you do take the payoff too, they tell you you can never come back and work there. So even if you're a top employee, you're told you can never come back. Okay, so it's a hard pill to swallow, and of course it's not fair, but you have to decide whether to be happy or not. So that was one of my lessons, right? Because I wanted to fight for the right. I have a right to receive support if I'm going to have medical treatment for my back for the rest of my life. So I ended up going to court and just taking the payoff, which wasn't a huge amount, but, and of course, a percentage goes to your lawyers as well. But it's really funny now, and I have no animosity with the people I work with, none of them. It's the administration, but that's how big organizations get away with doing the wrong thing, because no one takes responsibility for it, okay? So now it's really funny because Penn advertises on my site here, which I'm sure you've seen sometimes. So it's kind of funny that I'm not allowed to work there, but yet I'm okay to advertise with. So in a way, I guess they're saying they still support me, which they may not even realize what they're doing, but just thought I'd put it out there for you guys. It's pretty funny. So who do you want advertising on your site? And I have to tell you guys too, when I left Penn, I wrote a Jerry Maguire letter to them. And it wasn't, blasting anyone, but it was calling out the experience I had with my back injury over 3 years and what I didn't think was right, or, the things that I thought that they could make better, and just to ask them to bring more love into the experience, where I had never had anything but a positive experience. Of course, we don't get along with everyone all the time, but it wasn't until I had to deal with employee health that it became a negative experience for me, even though you're supposed to have, it's your right to have disability, right? If that's what you've been given as employee, but they treat you like you're suing them. So they really treat you like the enemy. There's your confirmation. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up for you guys in case you've never been through that and you have to go through that. I'd be glad to help you out and let you give you information about what happens if you need it. But who do you want to advertise with you as a twin flame? Whether it's your website or your YouTube or your Facebook, whatever you're doing, who do you want to align yourself with? Commit to full exposure and abundance at day and sundowning at night. Get your rest and sleep. Guidance day, abundance at night. Sunrise, sunset. Softly go the years. At night, disconnect from the world and your emotions to co-create in the etheric realms with the angels. They're saying, stop working so hard now. You don't have to work so hard anymore. Go to bed earlier and allow us to do the rest. Rely on your own ideas, your epiphanies, not your dad's, superiors, or big company support that you used to rely on, the old way. Sudden lack of satisfaction, and this is for the masculines, guys, and the feminines. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. So sudden lack of satisfaction for the masculines. Rolling and stoning will only get you so far. Love is the answer. And then Utopia, Todd Rundgren came up, which is funny because I worked with his sister at Penn. Love is the answer. To move to peace without impatience. Angels impatient. Be moderate. One step at a time. Unsteady ground. Waves are a bit rough right now. Rise above your impatience and just be love. Put your feet in water. Step on some stones. Leapfrog. Cool off. Whatever floats your boat. Ride a horse by the waterfalls. Take your old man for a ride or a walk to help build his muscles back up. Make sure there's running water and that your pipes are clear. No stagnant blocks, no leaks. Smooth flow. Tidy up, more aerodynamic flow. Feng shui, and that goes back to me too. Clear the air, foundations, open windows, catch the breeze. Water, water, water. Creeks, rivers, dams, seas. Peaceful movement. Flow jewels. Not required when you go with the flow, the breeze. So it's saying, and seizing is coming up too. Someone might have their property seized or their bank account seized or just put on hold, so that someone might be dealing with that. But saying, allow the flow in every aspect of your life. You don't need the jewels or the power, right? The push is not required when you go with the flow, the breeze. Easy breezy cover girl. Key here is the cover. Don't cover up your natural beauty. Feel free to be who you are. Some girls play with makeup and dress-ups, and others like to play ball or do both. Don't compare yourself to someone else. Do what you enjoy, whatever feels good to you. Let go at night, sleep. Time to ride the waves. People openly taking big risks, running to quick fixes, detoxes, clean breaks, hiding out to find peace before dealing with the powers that be, who are out of control, emperors reversed, and then back to the detoxing devil again. The sweet spot is between the two extremes, abuse of power, that emperor reversed, and control, and then out of control. The devil reversed, addictions, no power, powerless. There's plenty of peace and space between. Don't move to extremes, impatience, fear of losing out. Instead, wait it out. Know all is well, all the time. See what's up tomorrow then. Enjoy today the best you can. And that was at 144, the Magician and the Four of Cups, mastering, grounding, and integrating. As we turn the page, 144, very soon comes up for the masculines, as well as healing family issues beneath that. So after you heal your family issues, very soon things will come. Stop worrying about tomorrow and just enjoy today. As I needed a drink of water, but I guess that was supposed to be confirmation and reiteration. Water, water, water. So important. Sorry about that. I'm just really sweating. So the women are out showing off their bodies and others feeling less than until they get to know each other. Others just letting it all hang out, secure in who they are, no matter what they look like. We all have very varying degrees. The Queen of Swords won't even look in the mirror, so sad from her loss. She could really not give a crap, because when you hit bottom and stop caring what others think, that's when you blossom, because you're in a fully relaxed state. To pretense or to conscientiousness of what others, being self-conscious of what others project onto you. When you're oblivious, nothing sinks in, because it just bounces right off of you. They go away because they no longer are resonating. To get your wishes, go between. Stay moderate, balanced, come see, come saw. Setting the stage for flirty romance. No expectations, just float down the river dance. Gently stand in your truth without bowling people over with your energy. So they brought bowling up again for a reason. So don't show off. Light some candles and relax. Hold your hands. Slow dance or talk the talk. Take the walk. No pressure. Say nothing and just be together. Camping in nature, out back with a lantern and fruit, a fan, dessert, and don't stress out what the other is eating. When people are happy, bad habits tend to fall away. Karmic completion came up, which is number 10, the Destiny card, the Wheel of Fortune, and underneath that was Forgiveness, 96, which is the reflection of 69, which is the Ace of Pentacles card, which is that new life. So 96 can represent the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which has been coming up that way a lot lately, because it's the planning the new beginning. It's the magnetizing the coin, the gold coin of the Christ consciousness, readying yourself to be balanced before you start a whole new life. Make sure before starting over to forgive others and yourself. Not working out, feeling shy and rejected. So if things are not working out and you're feeling shy and rejected, Michael Jackson and Ben, the two of us need look no more. Okay, so feeling alone, by the candlelight at night, keeping friends close but enemies closer? There's no need to keep the sword by the bed. That's fear. Live and die by the sword is just about the truth will set you free. Letting go of the burdens at night to let go of illusions and the false light that you see. Go to bed earlier to get the most out of the sunlight. Allow your heart to break so it will expand and grow to be even more full of love, not less. Go to bed and see what tomorrow brings. Let go and let flow. Allow the night to take all your cares away. When you're up too late at the pool or the bar room brawl, and their pool comes up again, or guarded with your artwork on the wall because you paid so much money for it, you become a deer in the headlights. You don't know what hits you. Bandits on the run. So bandits on the run, or a hit and run, deer chasing you where the antelope roam, yet butterflies are on your side. The butterfly effect. Get rest and magically transform from caterpillar to beautiful, light, airy, and free. Colorful butterfly, angel with wings. Allow your dreams to clear your wounds. Go to bed, get your rest. What did your mom and dad tell you? Go to bed, get your rest, drink and play in water and have fun. Hold the stress hit and run. You get it back, or you get it, break, fall, drop, okay? If you hold the stress, you're the hit and run. You get it, in other words. Allow the break, allow the fall, allow the drop. The egg cracks wide and open in the very last phase of birth. That's 2:13. 2 is the high priestess, 13 is the death card, the transformation. Leaving the old home for a new world. The wide-eyed and happy, loving and trusting. Only the best comes for you. All right, so when a new baby is first born, wide-eyed and happy, trusting and loving, and they only expect the best. They don't know any better. Stop trying now so hard to connect. Allow the nighttime. You've learned your lesson. We need to separate to grow. Allow the sleep to heal the pain, especially at full moons, or to cure the pain. So stop working so hard on meditation. It's not that you can't meditate, but go to bed earlier so you have more sleep time where they can do the work for you, especially at full moons. The three-way cock about to break, and take it the way it comes to you. The three-way cock about to break with lack of satisfaction, impatience, no patience, explodes into peace and love. Shift. Where am I? It's like someone wakes up all of a sudden. There's a shift all of a sudden. There's a huge explosion, right? With impatience and lack of satisfaction for the masculine. The three-way cock about to break with lack of satisfaction, impatience, or no patience, where that explodes into a million pieces to peace and love. Shift. Where am I? It's a strange new world. Another perspective. All of a sudden, you're in a new dimension. Very soon, flirting with death of a salesman. Karmic completion. Separation, split, ego death, detox, rehab, whatever. Near-death experience. Dark night of the soul. 3 in, 3 out. 3-dog night. And right as I went to look up 3-dog night to make sure I got that right. And the header that was there from en.wikipedia.org was 3 new songs. So I just written 3 in, 3 out, 3-dog night, and under 3-dog night was 3 new songs from October 24th, the end of Karma, 24 being Omega, 2009, 10/24/2009. So the destiny of the end of Karma, 2009, the High Priestess and the Hermit. The 3 songs were Heart of Blues, Prayer of the Children, and 2 Lights in the Nighttime. So you cannot make this up, all right? And this is like saying, too, that these are 3 stages of the journey. The Heart of Blues, right, after you get crushed. The Prayer of the Children, then taking care of your inner child as well as your children in going through the journey. And then coming out as the 2 lights in the nighttime. Okay? And I was also getting the 3 in, 3 out is kind of like a 3-year cycle on both parts, but they overlap at some point. They're not the same, so it may vary from person to person, but there may be a pattern there. So 2 ships that pass in the night, but shift in the day. Shift work, grid work, no living on a schedule. Eclipse is pulling you into the safe harbor, so that comes up again, 6 months at a time with the eclipses. So again, 369 comes up, the 3D, 4D, 5D. 3 year, 9 months, 6 day. And then it could be backwards. 963 is 27, which is the Ace of Wands, that new passion, that new beginning, which is what starts it all, the flame. 3 years, 3 waves, 3 people. And then the molecule comes up, right, with the 3 atoms. So then I'm getting the monad again with the Olympic symbol. And there's weird different things here. So, and I was getting all the different perspectives from the molecule. So it was with the 3s, it was giving me that in the 6, and I could be wrong here, but I was just doing this quickly, in the 6 O's in a pyramid, there's 11 different perspectives from what I got right away. Whereas like with the 3 circles side by side, there's 3 perspectives because they can each be in 3 different positions, that's it. And then for the 5 circles together, without the top on the pyramid, there are 6 different ways that 3 can be. 3 of being, right, the 3 molecule. So there's some kind of message that was coming through there, which I haven't quite caught on to, but there's something about the monad pyramid top spot, and then the kingpin top spot being the pie, right? The crowning glory, the cherry on top, the piece of the pie that everyone gets to share. So when you have the group, it was like the other 5 of the 6 monad, the other 5 get to share the crowning glory of the top dog, the top pie, like the twin, because that's the twin spot, right? The top of the pyramid. So you're the pieces that explode into a million. You're the piece of the pie, the peace and love. You can explode your pieces into many different pieces to love many different people. So that's part of the message here. So when I did a 3 years and 3 years and overlapped my cycle with my twins, the middle year would have been 2017. And of course 17 is that sweet spot in the middle, the magic number. So there's something there about that as well. And definitely getting 19 as the, where we're coming out of this and coming into. So if you don't come into union right away, don't worry about that, because you'll definitely make connection this year for sure. And definitely coming up now for some, okay? So third dog, if you can't beat them, join them. I was getting this 3-person dynamic. So when 2 people don't agree, you bring in a third to have a third perspective, to break the tie. And that came up yesterday. Today I was getting with the pyramid effect, if you can't beat them, join them. The key that releases the cage and opens the door. If the lobster can't get past the 2 dogs who are howling at the moon, in other words, even the neighbor's noise, when you don't agree because your neighbors are really noisy, instead of constantly arguing or just feeling sour about it, start howling. See why the others like it and diffuse the situation. Maybe go next door and join the party. See why they like howling so much. Maybe you'll like it. If others don't like your perspective, then find a new friend or a new group, or change your perspective, okay? It's not always the other person, because this is a two-way thing. Keep an open mind. They may even come around eventually to your way of thinking. When you have 3 different perspectives, and they're all different, that's when the kingpin comes in. All 5 get a piece of the pie. You need a leader there to share the glory, so that all will be able to get a piece of that glory, and that's why the twins came in, and that has to do with the Olympics as well. So it's definitely a dynamic of that. So if you have the the monad pyramid of the 6, the 3 is what's coming up as the crowd, the empress, the abundance. The 5 is the family, the hierophant, the commitment, and the 6 then is the lovers, the love, the kingpin, the top spot, the crowning glory, the God energy, the connection, right? Because your connection to God. The pie breaker, the tiebreaker or the pie breaker, and pie came up in the beginning too, about the pie on top. The crowning glory, the crowning story, the cherry on top, the number 6, the love, the lovers, which can be shared by all, the piece of the pie. So recently, before I show you the rest of the read, I'm going to show you what's on the table. And also with the pyramid, I was going from the top. So if you go up from the top down, the top one is 1 alone, the next 2 are 2 polarized, and then the 3 is the mediation, the averaging out, the balances, the pyramid. Okay, so that completes the pyramid, the 3 on the bottom. It's the base, the support, right? So you need all the parts of the puzzle. They all fit together. They all work as a team. All right? So it's saying we are the world. So then we have the underlying energy of the moon there. You see that? And some other underlying energies as well. The recent past is that 5 of Swords, which was upright. That's the war within. The Karma card that's covered in lots of muck. Right, with the Page of Cups upright down there. That's not bad. Then the center of the read is that 3 of Orbs, or 3 of Swords, which is that lightning coming down. That's Archangel Michael, which came in today, which is funny. I didn't notice that. The Adept of Crystals, the Knight of Pentacles, and then some other underlying energies here. And the crowning glory here is that 5 of Flames. 5, 5, 5. We have the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Flames, but they're going away. The expansion, that difficult energy, the fighting and the war. Okay? And then bridging over across, and you see how hot it is today? I was sweating my butt off outside there. That's definitely representative of the energy today, the stress in the heart, because that's a Leo thing, all about the heart and stress, heart attacks. So 10 of orbs comes up as the near future position. 10 of orbs, 10 of swords. The end of the pain, but it also could be very painful as well. The masculine seeing himself as the indigo. You see the one eye there of the indigo. Okay. And then the romance angel cards that came up for the masculine. What's around him is the 2 of chalices, which was actually reversed. The lovers was upright today. The Queen of Pentacles, which is also reversed in the read today. And ends up with the King of Pentacles, and you see he's in multiple places here. The King of the King of Swords is right there. He's also right there, and where else is he? He's in the middle of the read, right? Where'd he go? See him right there in the middle of the read? Okay, the King of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Wands, or Flames, right above him. The Knight of Swords, or Orbs, and then the Wounded Warrior, there's that top spot. And then the rest of the clarifiers leading up to the Death card, which is transformation, and that little sidebar there as well. Okay? All right, so as we go on here, I'll show you the rest of the read. I need to take another sip of water. Hold on, sorry about that. Okay. All right, I was called to look at my glass too because it's a tavern glass that my kids had brought home at some point. But it's bringing up the barroom brawl again, which I actually I experienced a barroom brawl when I was in Arizona. I went to school in Arizona, and my friend and I were driving around, and we had to stop. I forget why we had to stop, but we had to go into this bar, and we weren't sure if we should stop there or not. And we went in there and went to get something to drink at the bar, and next thing we know, like, it's a full-scale barroom brawl, literally, you know, with a girl jumping on the other guy's back with a pool cue, hitting them, someone's feet sticking out the end of the pool table. It was actually quite entertaining. Very interesting experience. So recently, as we start here, the war within in gaining new information, clarity about frustration and impatience, killing his inspiration due to father issues, abuse of power, and the war within and the war without. The foundation being karma, judgment, announcement, strong depression, holding on to a message of love and the synchronicities he's getting without giving anything away, like not wanting to let go of money or things or time, energy, whatever it is, holding on to it but loosely. Skating on thin ice though, having to make space for more stuff. If you want something more, then you have to let go of something to make space. That's what it's saying. I turned the page at 307, which is the Empress and the Chariot, which is that abundance card of open-hearted love, and then the Chariot and boldly going forward, where no man's gone before. So skating in thin ice, you know, have to make space for more stuff as that Four of Pentacles clinging to stuff. The only way to expand is a hole through the ice in that situation, right? Because there's no way out. His arms are so full. If he wants more, then he's going to have to fall through the ice. And we don't want to go there because it's really cold in there. The Leo and Aquarius reversed, giving a child everything they want. It's not the stuff that makes the children happy. It's the journey you take to get what makes you feel good that expands your heart to more happiness. Centrally is Three Dog Night again. Lightning strikes to wake you up. The King of Swords upright ends family for lover. Starting over in love by dumping lack and frustration. The challenge being for the masculine being still. Don't forget the ST of Sweet I 11. Okay. Saint I is the chakra system, and then the 11 of Justice, of also the two magicians, the masculine and the feminine, sharing one chakra system. Saint I 11, still. Okay, that's the masculine and the feminine. Saint Elmo's fire then came up there. Impatience, endless nights without sleep for the masculine, purging, stressed, weak, thinking about the past heartbreaks and the ones you miss, waiting for the past to return, instead going out back, or masculine thinking back at their heartbreaks and the ones they miss, waiting for the past to return, instead of just going back out and going to get the girl. The challenge being the separation. And do they hate you? Will they be a drain to you or frustrate you again? Only one way to find out. When the Page of Cups meets the Knight of Cups and offer love to each other, a step at a time, acclimating energies, just like the reason you go out and date, to acclimate your energies to each other. The Hierophant rushes in to break the old patterns and surprise double hit and run. Never knew what hit him. So this is going back to like the masculine explaining stuff that happened in the past. And it can be that some had a hit and run happen in the past or now recently experienced some kind of car accident. Could be another kind of hit and run too, like definitely things being stolen, things like that. But Hierophant rushes in to break the old patterns, and that can be Taurus energy too. A surprise double hit and run, never knew it hit them. The bull looks left and says, huh? So it's like someone at a stoplight who just was in a major car crash or witness to a major car crash, whether they were involved or not, but then someone bleeding out and losing a chance at a new life. So for some, it's having experienced that themselves, and because of this, felt like they had, it could be them, just running away from their feminine as well. They're losing their own chance at a new life, or seeing other people who die in a car accident, waking them up to realizing that they never had that chance at a new life, and maybe changes their perspective. But there's definitely a bleeding out here, so definitely it can be metaphorical, or it can be actually someone bleeding out from a car accident or some kind of hospital surgery that was needed. But it was definitely a surprise, sudden event, a hit and run type of situation, recounting old traumas, or when he ghosted his divine feminine, or literally experienced a major car accident where people died. Not feeling deserving of happiness, perhaps. Maybe he experienced something like 7 Pounds, the movie. No heart, just now a service robot to help others, not allowing himself to feel any love. Karma of heartbreak and conflict forever, now running back to process those feelings of a new passion, going back to being the victim again. The wounded warrior, weak, unable to really live. Heartbreak or heart damage, stents, bypass, or a weak heart. Choosing the path of divine feminine, cutting through the crap and the lies to split, divide, in divine timing when the time was right. Emotionally detached, detoxing the fall from grace, stuck in a vacuum, sent inside forever, and then never seeing no one nice again like you. Okay, so experiencing a moment like that. Tripped into a limbo of perspectives, unable to function. Queen of Cups still being kind to the King of Pentacles superhero, saving everyone else. The King of Cups reversed, detoxing from a Queen of Cups, castrating him either with overkindness or comforting another man, or this could be a mother or mother-in-law who offered up his manhood, emotionally detached, to someone who'd be kind to him. Or it could be, he may be explaining why he's with his karmic, found someone who's overly kind to just put up with him, offered over his manhood so he could have someone to have sex with, emotionally detached to someone who'd be kind to him and calm his depression, his nightmares of past experiences, or a father who castrated him with this emotional detachment, and a mother always babying him to calm him to make it better. Her superhero, the son, right? The mother who loves her son, saving the day, yet inside bleeding out for the masculine, magically wanting a new life, unable to express his feelings to any of these people at 348. That's the Empress and the 48. 48 being the 8 of Cups, walking away and within. So soon for the masculine, the bleeding of the old continues with announcements, injustice, judgments, and wake-up calls. To Justice reversed and the High Priestess reversed to magically fix all their commitment problems, or secrets out of an injustice, a divorce, or a judgment of a church or a father, or an Aquarius and Taurus, cornering a judge paid off by the Viking princess, or just listening to heavenly music of star-crossed lovers, injustice and passion, not using intuition in a marriage or contracting situation. Or how could this traditional mix with alternative beliefs, Taurus and Pisces, a bull and a fish? forced into guidance counseling by the church, synagogue, whatever your religion is, church refusing divorce again and again due to money of a family and possibly family financial contributions. So there's definitely some, whether it's, church, synagogue, mosque, whatever it is, there's some kind of attachment here for some. The divine feminine announcements, reveille for the divine feminines, or calls come in from the divine masculines in the 5D sleep, rest, meditations. The Six of Cups, the children together, the lovers connecting, is exposed, exposing the sexual connection information to children out there, or just the innocence of the pure love, that nature shouldn't be hidden, and orgasm shouldn't be taught as something that's bad, but as something that is sacred and special, that it is. Your direct connection to source, to bliss, the healing energy. The divine masculine is the indigo child, wild and free with guilt and shame, exposing all, yet nothing at all. Grieving his inner child, unable to let go of the third baton. 3 legs of the race, the final stint, 3 spaces between. The taking it and running with it, the fun of it, the crowning glory of getting there, the achievement, only to start again. The win doesn't last, the journey does, so make it fun. The family dysfunction and financial drain coming out, leading the way to the King of Wands reversed, facing the Knight of Pentacles reversed to make peace. King of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed to make peace. So chemistry, new love, let friends help came up for the masculine, as well as keep an open mind, okay? People are different than each other. Sometimes they see things in a different way, but that doesn't mean you can't open to their way of seeing things. And share. Around the masculine is the Two of Cups reversed, not seeing eye to eye at home, studying heated energy exchange, all angles of expressing feelings and standing up to others who don't believe as you do. The King of Pentacles expressing with children as well. People don't always agree, and that's okay. Don't push your beliefs onto another. Clear blocks of the Queen of Pentacles howling at the moon, at the full moon, or at night. Someone may be freaking out, exploding at everyone to get what she wants, or the divine feminine illuminating epiphanies to magnetize what you love in order to resonate with you. Not forcing or pushing anything, but just putting it out there, and whoever resonates with you naturally comes into your sphere. A natural new life, or divine masculine worried the divine feminine will be up all night doing weird stuff, or that the karmic did, and whatever it takes to get your hands on money, or that he may be worried that maybe in their family the mother divvies out all the money to the household, or that's how it worked for him and his, or how will we share financial responsibilities and sleeping arrangements and kids? Who wears the pants here? As we turn the page, it's 417. So these are just a lot of the thoughts that may go through some of these masculines' minds. The 4 is the Emperor, the 17 is the Star, shining your light, being who you are, fulfilling your dreams, and knowing you're worth it, and having control over your inner beast. That's all the control you need. The synchronicities, patience comes up, as well as love partnership for the masculine, but even more so, surrender, pride, which can be as pride, but also as children, and communication, how important it is to communicate. If you don't communicate your feelings, then things just build up and explode, and then people build up resentment, and that's how things fall apart. The Knight of Cups is happy and glowing. The King of Swords, new love overwhelming, with so much truth coming forward. If he came at her with the truth that she comes at him with, he will kill her. He is afraid to hurt the divine feminine and make her cry. When exposing, planning a new life, the King of Swords may come out with what he's learned, the opportunities that he's had, and invitations to meditate with other twins. Or if he tells her he had sex with another twin, it will kill her. Or tells her he didn't love her. Or will she withhold intimacy if he says something that hurts her in their relationship? Will she make a mountain out of a molehill? So a lot of these things are coming up that were very hurtful, and this is actually where I started crying. These could be some of the thoughts of the masculines, and that doesn't apply to all of them. Obviously, you have to pick and choose what fits in your situation. Not all the masculines are sleeping around, but some of them are. So, you can imagine as a feminine how hurtful it would be to have waited all this time for your masculine just to find out he's been sleeping with another twin. It would just crush you, you know. So it's all the masculine fears that he won't be accepted as he is, or he comes out that he's been studying with a student or a child, the two of you, for a while now for a research project, but never reached out to you. Or saying, if I announced things like you do, you'd kill yourself. The masculine saying that, right? Because he's saying, you know, all you girls do is cry, because he's been surrounded by women all his life. And then what I would say as a divine feminine was that, well, I was already crying for the past 3 to 4 years and did want to die more than 3 to 4 times. I wasn't staying away from you. You told me to go away. You ignored me and ran the other way, and yet you connected with me every day in multiple ways to keep telling me that you love me. Just writing this makes me want to not be here, because I know that without you, how disciplined I must be to receive your energetic love every day and never be able to hold you or tell you I love you face to face, or never be intimate with my best friend. And how could I have a relationship with another person when I would feel your love when I'm with them? Why should they settle for a lie? And why should I settle for a lie? I'm just not built that way. The King of Swords worries if he exposes his love and is that knight in shining armor, would you reject him or then dump him down the road? How does he express his feelings of a new passion and magician not working now, possibly, or a workaholic taken down by gossip and overindulgences, antisocial behavior, and healing from a broken heart, purging, forgiving the new passion, to speak his truth of the wounded warrior never giving up on her? Confessing to the Queen of Pentacles reversed and fighting, perhaps, or competing, spying, the Page of Swords and Queen of Swords both reversed with nasty words, leaving both out in the cold. The Magician, Queen of Wands, hiding her face in a fall from grace and bleeding out, sovereign, also hiding from seeing the past, doesn't want to look at the past. Unhappy to be awakened by, and the masculine saying, well, how do you think I felt to be awakened in the middle of the night, aroused by the divine feminine in another world with the Queen of Cups, and maybe someone, and he's grieving someone's death at the moment. Or the dark night just rises to the top, the masculine to rise again, the dead man walking, to get through the 4D bridge, to get all over that murky and dead stuff, right, in the 4D bridge, in order to get to the other side once again. And that's 501. 5 is that expansion energy again, and the 1 of the Magician. So again, you know, he rises to the top as the Dark Knight, but is he alive or is he dead or is he transformed? There's a couple different situations there, and these clarifiers at the end there, all the way up the middle, are all feminines in the middle. It's like he's the left side, and then there's all these feminines. There's the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and then there's the Queen of Swords reversed, and then above that is the Queen of Wands, and then the 9 of Pentacles, which could be a young person, it could be a young adult, it could be any adult really, but it often can be a teen or a 20s person as well, and they're upright as well, but they're hiding, the Queen of Wands and that 9 of Pentacles girl. And then above those 4 women is the Ace of Wands, right, the passion. And above that ends up being the Queen of Cups, which could represent his mother as well. So maybe his mother passed away, and now he's just doing a death walk because the woman who represented all these other women who led him astray is now passed away, and he's recovering from it while dealing with all of his pain of the women he's been dealing with, but also the divine feminine. So that could be the Dark Night for some. So someone could have passed for the masculine, or it could just be that him coming to the Queen of Cups at the top, finally, the divine feminine, in another world, realizing that her world was turned around, but she's still the Queen of Cups upright. And he comes in to transform her world with her, okay? And he's up on top as the death card there. So turning the page is 502, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess, which is a match, right? The 5 and the 2. And the 5 and the 2 in block letters is the only number that's the same no matter which way you twist it, right? It's always the 5-2-5-2. Doesn't matter which way it is. The bold move to implement a new path, the wounded warrior free at last. The moon at night brings up judgment for indigo, disconnected, at war with self. separated in heartbreak, challenged by being still, bleeding out, betrayal, ending pain of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who could be fighting with the King of Swords, with a passion that's inspired for 5D messages, and the wounded warrior and not giving up, whether that's him or another around him, or the feminine. Exposed marriage and Empress reversed to false light, battle within self of separation from self. So exposing his marriage to his war within himself. A wake-up call, the judgment, announcements, heartbreaking, causing conflict, fighting, competition, and expansion. The challenge being stubbornness and refusing to work or move or just being still. The indigo bleeding out to end the pain for himself. Disconnecting when not seeing eye to eye between the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the King of Swords. Inspired to stand in his truth no matter what to the karmic. Sweet dreams, and to the feminine as well. Sweet dreams, says the Dark Knight. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Wands upright, which could be Gemini. The Nine of Pentacles upright, which could be Leo. Hiding their passion, which could kill their mother. So in this situation, I was coming through as the Gemini and Leo that I called out, the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, are a situation where the masculine's married to someone who's gay. And she's been having a relationship, and it could have been for years, because, you know, you can hide it easily with a girlfriend, but didn't come out because it would have killed their mother. But now the masculine finding out too at this huge betrayal, right? But that's one situation. It's obviously not going to be the situation for everyone listening. Okay, well, it's 1:06. I will pull just a couple extra cards to see what comes up here. This Rider-Waite. Take a deep breath, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there. I know these have been long videos, but I'm just getting a lot of information coming through. So it is July 21st, 2019. The Chariot and the World ending. Making a bold move to end things. Completion. It's also the Sealed Divine Feminine. Okay. So for this date, July 21st, 2019, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? All right, what are some last messages from Joshua? Okay, that slid right out. Well, there you go. And that definitely came up upright too at the end of the clarifiers there, above those 4 women that I told you about. And that doesn't mean they have 4 partners. It could be sisters, it could be people he works with, it could be friends, as well as karmics and mothers. So there's your passionate growth right there. Inspiration, passion, creativity, and sex. All right? Dumping all the attachments that no longer serve you, your highest good. Letting go of all the things that you don't need. Like clearing space for the new. Okay, and that can be getting more realistic as well. All right, and here's that heavy burden. You know, don't pick up the heavy burden. If you want to do, yard work, go outside. It's great exercise, but don't do it when it's really hot, okay? Don't kill yourself trying to get things done. Do it a step at a time. Okay, there may be some moves going on here. It could be instability, but it's also going to represent an end of a marriage. But this definitely could be moving homes, and obviously with an end of a marriage, moving homes usually occurs because someone moves out, okay? That can be cancellation of a party or a wedding as well. And then we have the High Priestess coming out on her own as well, and she's upright, which is great. So it can be secrets, intuition, your psychic abilities, but just keeping to yourself, when the time is right. The High Priestess knows you wait for divine timing. You wait for the time of right, when the time is right to let, what come out, especially if it's, your sacred messages, things like that. Then we have the Page of Pentacles reversed, and this is someone who, it could definitely be a kid who wants money all the time, but it also can be just someone in need of opportunity to learn, in need of a loan or money, in need of an invitation, right? Someone who wants to learn, but kind of feels like they're a bad student. They never learn. They don't know how to do this. They don't know how to start anything on their own. There's definitely that energy there. And then the moon reversed, because that's a deception. That's a lie. That's something that they tell themselves it's a lie. All right? Remember, if you don't see things the same way, join them and see their perspective for a change. Okay? Try. You don't have to continue, but try. Don't deceive yourself that you can't do, or that you're not worthwhile, or that you don't deserve what other people deserve. Here we have the, this is coming out first. So this is, recovering can be financial, but it could also just be in a practical way. It can be just recovering in those ways, but also could be coming back into the good graces of someone letting you back in. But this is recovering into something, but this one person's running back away again. Okay, so you might have just been recovering. This could be family recovering from a surgery too, especially if it's parents. And now that you guys are okay, you can handle it on your own. I'm taking off and doing my thing. Okay, and then we have these two guys, all right? So here's, obviously there's no satisfaction when you trap yourself in your mind again. This could also be someone who is in prison. I've definitely heard a lot of stories about people in prison. So you need to reconnect to your higher self when this happens, all right? Because it's about finding happiness by yourself and not keeping yourself in a prison. You don't deserve that. Even if you're in prison, you still don't deserve that. Meditate and connect to your higher self. Find your bliss, to find your peace. Okay? And then we have the judgment. So this is all about final judgments coming in, as well as masculines waking up and hearing the call. So everybody in the family hearing the call, not just the feminine, but everyone. See everyone out there. And also the announcements that we listen to could be about that as well, but just hearing the call. And just remember that judgment isn't something nasty. It's about facing your shadow side. Judgment is just a decision. And you always have the right to make your own decisions, but don't force your decisions on other people. They may have a different perspective than you, and that's okay. It's allow people to come to you. If you guys don't resonate, then just don't bring up that topic. Or maybe they'll resonate another time, but don't get into a fight. Just think about it. Go back into your wounding, your shadow work. Go back to as young as you can remember where you first got triggered like that, to see why there's a wound there between you. Okay, but you can't force anyone's space. Don't force anyone even to receive something nice you're doing for them. It's their right to choose. Don't be a space invader. Okay, share. Share your experiences, but don't force. Go with the flow. See? And then everybody gets along and has a party and has fun. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. And the bottom of the deck, I will show you that as well, is the sun. I'll show you whatever's under there. I haven't looked yet. Oh, look at that. Wow. That's the underlying energy for you guys. Pretty powerful there, even though those other cards weren't that exciting. They were all just telling you something to remind you of things. And this is, make sure you see new perspectives, right? Your idea isn't the only idea. Let other people have fun. Let other people offer love, and let other people achieve crown and glory as well. Share. Share the wealth. Look at all the yellow there, that solar plexus energy. To really shine your light. Allow everyone to play and have fun and receive love and offer love. Okay? There's always another perspective to be found. Allow everyone to be naked and free. Offer your love to a child today. Sounds like an announcement, a service announcement. Okay? So I'm definitely getting that energy for this week anyway, and beneath that is too the Ten of Pentacles upright too. I'm actually going to hang out with my sister at the beach tomorrow with friends, with her school, I forget which, some kind of group, whether it's swim club or whatever. But someone else I know is spending time with their kids too. So it looks like a big week for that, spending time with your kids. Because they raise your spirits. They're so light and new. They always have a new perspective for you to, to get with it. Okay? Drink your water, get your rest. Be joyful, rise and be love.